$0 to $100 million construction business. In this particular video, I want to focus like if you're a general contractor, if you're a developer and you're looking for the perfect team, right? So for me, I want to make sure that I work with good people. I do background checks on everybody I work with. I want to make sure that vendor, the fabricator for the slab, I want to know that the person that I'm working with is a clean-cut person. And that's maybe a little bit harsh to talk about. It might be a harsh kind of conversation, but you need to work with someone that have financial stability, that making the right choices in their life. If you're dealing with someone that it's in debt, they have financial issues, they have all kind of personal issues or whatever issues they may have in their personal life or business life, if they are not responsible, people think, oh, it's not my business what they do in their personal life, right? But in the end of the day, when you work with, a vendor, any subcontractor, it's like having an employee. You need to manage that person. You would not want to hire an employee that have all kind of issues that can jeopardize your operation, right? We are dealing with people's homes, with one of the most important things they got in their life, which is their property. So we cannot take those things for granted or take it lightly. A lot of people, they want to remodel their kitchen, they want to do a complete home remodel, they want to build their little dream home, and they're getting estimates, they're getting proposals, but they don't think about all those stuff that I'm thinking about as a developer with my experience, because I've seen so many situations, right? So how do you first of all make sure you're hiring the right people? You can look at credentials. Some people look at portfolio, which these days doesn't really mean a lot. I mean, people can use AI or can have fake stock photos, people have fake reviews. So how can you really identify? Ideally, you get a referral. Ideally, you ask someone that have good experience with that person. But let's say you don't know anybody that can give you a referral to Moses Search Co. And you don't have a guy like that you can trust that you got a referral. You're looking for a new estimate. You are getting into a new location. How can you really find the right people? How you can create those relationships? That's why I wanted to share my network. We have 8,000 vendors and subcontractors and growing, showrooms, realtors. So I want you guys can join our network to make it easier for you to find the right people in all markets, by the way. In all markets in the US, we are building the greatest platform for construction, real estate, education, and networking in all markets in the US. Okay, we're going to expand globally eventually, but right now we start in the US, in major markets that we operate, and we're going to expand to more markets. You can go to BuildIt.app and you can join the waitlist. Okay, we have tremendous amount of people that's already signed up. There is an application process. If you are qualified to be part of our network, you're going to tap into our resources and you can dream big, you can collaborate with others and take your business to the next level. BuildIt.app. So going back to the vendor subcontractors, okay, whoever you work with, you want to make sure they are qualified, they can enter your property without any risk, they are legal, the company is paying taxes. Those are hard conversation. For me, if you bring someone to give you an estimate, you can be a general contractor, you can be a developer, you can be a homeowner. You bring someone to give you an estimate, ask them, your company is paying taxes. Can you show me a drug test? Can you show me how much insurance do you have, right? You have to understand, you bring in someone to give you an estimate out of the internet. How can you trust that person to access your property? Okay, people don't get it. I know it's America, it's mind-boggling. I love the country, I've been here for over 20 years, but there is certain things that in other countries, it's unacceptable for them. They're not just gonna meet somebody online and invite them to their home, which people do all day long over here, okay? So, obviously we do it. We go to people's homes, we look at the project, we give them estimates. Most of the clients that come to us, they're not really asking for a proposal, they're not asking for an estimate. We build a relationship for so many years, we get referrals. People come to us, this is our project, this is our budget, okay? That's another conversation, to be transparent about the budget as much as possible. We design and build for clients' budgets. So we work with your budget and we want to maximize, what we can do. If we don't know the budget, that's where the problem starts, right? You don't know what you're doing and things can change. We had several situations where a client didn't want to tell us the truth, how much really they can invest in their property. And they told us, oh, we want to do the project for $500,000. And we started the design process. And after several months, they're like, oh, you know what? We can increase it for $2 million. So as you can imagine, the entire design have to change. In that case, we already have permits submitted, like the building department. We received the permits. We started the project. All of a sudden, the client say, in second thought, you know what? Instead of remodeling the property, let's just build a new one. So we had to rechange the entire design. So you need to understand the budget. You need to understand what you're working with to save you time. And again, time is money for everybody. So that's number one, the ABC, right? Number two, you need to be able to know when is okay to pay the vendor, right? Like there is stage payments. How do you know when to pay? You can be a big developer, a big general contractor. I get calls all day long. I send an invoice when it's going to get paid. I operate as a financial decision maker in our projects. We collect the money from the clients. We allocate the money as we see right. So how do we do it? We have an invoice, right? The job was done. We collect the money from the owner. We don't pay right away before we do our due diligence, right, with payments. So we want to make sure, first of all, you have the city inspection. In each stage, you have an inspection from the city. But you cannot take the city inspection as the end-all be-all. We have to do our own inspection. So we have a third-party inspection that sometimes supervise the city. We have our own in-house team that goes in. So we supervise someone, somebody supervise us. We are very careful with every dollar that's being spent, because number one rule in this business is don't lose money. You're in the business of not losing money. We actually guarantee for the clients, for our clients, we guarantee, okay, this is the price, this is the estimate. You're a homeowner. Let's be real. Most companies, they want to be competitive because they know you're getting estimates, and you're comparing estimate. They're going to give you the lower price or somewhere in the middle, and they're going to tell you, I'm not the lowest one, I'm not the highest one, and so forth. But they want to be competitive, and that's why a lot of people, they're afraid to share their budget because they're afraid to be taken advantage. Okay, so for us, we build legacy and relationship with a lot of our clients, and they can communicate with us openly and freely and tell us, hey Moses, we love you, we've been working with you for 15 years, we have this beautiful property we just purchased for our son or daughter that's getting married, and we like you guys to build for them their dream homes and so forth. So that's our budget, that's what we can do. What do you think it's going to cost? So we're always going to share a realistic budget. I understand that some people don't know how much things cost. Labor and so forth is very expensive these days, and also real estate is very expensive, and buying land is very expensive. So it's very important to discuss those things up front. When I give you the final budget, that's part of our due diligence and part of our reversed value engineering. Not value engineering, reverse value engineering. During the design phase, we identify how each decision going to change the budget and what you should aim for as far as the final budget. When we present the final budget, we have a contingency, and the budget, I don't want to say never change, rarely change. We give you a realistic budget. You know how much the project costs you, no matter what we do, and we never change the price. Unless you asking for more items, more things to be done, you asking for additional work, then we can give you a proposal or estimate for more work. But for the most part, when I communicate the budget, that's the final price. So going back again, number one, make sure you work with a solid provider. They do background checks, they do drug tests, and they have proper insurance. Make sure you are getting the right estimate. You're not getting the best price, you're not getting the lowest price, you get the right price for your project. You have to understand what type of architecture, what type of design, what type of level of construction you want. And again, you want to make sure you work with the design team. Ideally, that's integrated with, a trustworthy construction arm or a builder. In that case, the builder can work with the design team, and the construction department can really work with the design team to make sure things are being designed for budget, and there is great communication and great transparency and integration. That's why we have our, construction arm, which is Moses Hershko Development, and we are dealing with the design, with the construction, the financing. We have financing options for clients. There is a lot of things that goes into the equation, right? Again, this video, it's really about how do you find the best people, but why they are the best is because they are the right people for you and your project. You want to make sure people don't cut corners and they have enough insurance, and you want to make sure when you're getting the price never change. If you need any help with anything, you can reach out to us. You can go to my website, Moses Hershko DEV, like development, MosesHershkoDEV.com. You can go to Instagram and click on the bio, and if you have any projects, you can submit your project inquiry. We would love to educate, we'd love to work with you, design and build your dream home. Referrals are welcome. We keep our integrity, we keep our transparency, and we keep our passion, right? Design and build with passion. That's our slogan over here. Dream, create, collaborate. Design and build with passion. I wish you guys all the best. Stay tuned for more deals to come. If you're a accredited investor, you want to invest with us, shoot us a DM, invest, or shoot us an email, invest@mhdcapital.com. God bless, and stay tuned. We're getting into a new season, building Silicon Valley, and soon building South Florida. Let's go.